Once there lived a boy in a town. One day he came to visit his grandfather during his summer holidays. He used to play with his grandpa all the time. One day he said to his grandpa, "Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to become a successful man. Can you tell me some ways to be successful?" Grandpa nodded and yes and took boy with him to nearby nursery. From nursery, his grandpa bought two small plants and come back home. Then he planted one plant in a pot and kept it inside the house and planted other plant outside the house. What do you think? Which of these two plants will grow better in future? Grandfather asked the boy. Boy kept thinking for some time and then said, "Plant inside the house will grow better because it is safe from every danger, while plant outside is a risk of many times like strong sunlight, storm, rain and animals." Grandfather smiled and said, "Let's see what happens in future." After the boy left from there, after 4 years, boy come to visit his grandfather again. When boy saw his grandfather, he asked him, "Grandpa, last time I asked you a question, how to be successful in life, but you did not tell me anything, but this time you have to tell me." Grandfather smiled and said, "Sure, but first take look at plants that we bought few years back." Saying this, grandfather took boy to place where he had planted small plant in a pond. They saw the small plant had turned it into a big plant. Then he took boy to look at the plant which they had planted outside. They saw that a big tree had grown out of a small plant. Its branches spread far and wide, providing shade to beside it. Now grandfather looked at boy and asked, "Tell me which plant grew more? Which is more successful?" Boy replied that one we planted outside. "But grandpa, how is this possible? That plant must have faced so many dangers. Still it grew so big." Grandfather smiled and said, "Yes, plant outside had to face many things, but dealing with problems had its benefits too. Plant outside had freedom to spread its roots as much as it wanted. Problems like storms and heavy rain made its roots even stronger. Today it is so strong that a small storm cannot cause any harm to it, while the plant we planted inside remained small, and it is weak too because it did not withstand the heavy storms, rain and strong sunlight." Their grandfather looked at his grandson and said, "My son, always remember that unless you struggle in life, unless you go through difficulties, you too will be able to achieve success in your life. If you will make comfortable choices, then you will not be able to grow as you can. And if you are not struggle and go through difficulties, then the goal is impossible for your problems. Therefore, never think of problems as hurdles, but think of them as stepping stones towards success." Boy took a long breath and said, looking. The words of his grandfather were echoing his mind. Obstacles which we consider as enemies in our life, the same obstacles make us stronger and more successful in our life. If we see in our life, then we will find that often in life we have two challenges and difficulties, due to which many times we get disappointed and lose the courage to move forward. But this story of two plants teaches us not to be intimidated, but to embrace them as an opportunity to learn and grow. Like a plant that was planted outside had to face natural calamities, but by with this also had the freedom to spread its roots and grow stronger, and thus it transformed into a strong and giant tree. But the plant that was planted inside, we saved from natural calamities. But it remained small and weak. From this, we get to learn that the more difficulties and challenges we face in our life, in the more the path of success will open for us. It teaches us that we should be afraid to take sticks and step outside our comfort zone. When we face challenges, we have two opportunities to learn and grow stronger. We can also develop the resilience and determinations that are essential to success. Of course, overcoming all challenges is not easy. There will be times when we feel defeated or discouraged. But it's important to remember that these are only temporary setbacks. It will learn from them and keep moving forward. Then we will actually cover over that comes our way. So the next time if you are face challenge or face difficult in times in your life, don't give up. Take adventure to opportunities to learn and grow. And always remember that can you make you stronger and more successful.